Hello students, today we will discuss our chapter 6, that is assessing quality healthcare. In this chapter we will learn about the concept of healthcare quality, why healthcare quality has become a major political and economic concern across different types of healthcare systems, and we will also know the need to continually improve healthcare quality assessment methods and use outcome data to improve healthcare systems. First, we need to know the definition of quality. As you might suspect, healthcare quality is a very difficult concept to define. It is still widely used in studies in healthcare because it places an appropriate emphasis on both individual and population levels of analysis healthcare services with desired health outcomes and focuses upon the gap between current versus desired practices. So we can say health care quality can be defined as the degree to which health services for individuals and populations increase the likelihood of desired health outcomes and are consistent with current professional knowledge. Quality can refer to services evaluated at the individual or population level of analysis. Major focus is on improvement of healthcare outcomes, and the goal is to ensure that the most appropriate and evidence-based types of healthcare interventions and technologies are employed in the treatment of patients via comparison to current best practices. The practitioners are the in the focus on the if we focus on practitioners, quality is the technical knowledge, interpersonal skill, amenities of care. In if we focus on patient, quality is the above consideration plus any felt gap between personal experience versus expectations. And if you focus on community, quality is the access to care, technical performance and monetary cost. Next, we will discuss about the essential elements of high quality care. If we focus on quality, then we can say there are also quality related issues that are quite important at the community level, especially whether person and need can actually use available services and out of pocket monetary cost. Essential elements are provision of appropriate services in a technically competent manner, effective communication, shared decision making in between communication in between doctor, patient and hospital staff and the community, shared decision making between doctors and patient patient attendant, cultural sensitivity, high cost of healthcare services, regulatory pressures, variation in practices. They include timely provision of appropriate and technically competent services, effective communication between clinicians and their patients and families, encouraging patient perception in the care process and being sensitive to cultural differences among their patients. It has been told that argued that increased attention to quality assessment and improved in healthcare is especially important in increasingly competitive healthcare markets. Next, we will discuss about major types of quality of care indicators. These are: first is structural. Structural or structure refers to characteristics of the settings in which healthcare occurs. Next is structural attributes. It includes material resources like facilities, equipments, etc. Human resources like number of personnel and their qualifications, and organizational structure like medical staff organization, label of reimbursement, etc. Next is process. Process refers to what is actually done during the care process. And next is process attributes. It includes patient activities in seeking out of care and complying with the treatment regimen as well as practitioner diagnostic and treatment activities. And next is outcome, that is the final component. It addresses the effects of care on the health status of individual patients and populations. And the last is outcome attributes. It includes changes in a patient's health status, means the traditional perspective, mortality, physiological measures, definable clinical events versus expanded view, that is includes patient perceptions and preferences. These are all the major types of quality of care indicators. Next, we will discuss the expanded description of healthcare outcomes. These are health perceptions. It focus on symptom inventions. It helps to access the meaning of health states to an individual's daily life. Thus, individuals thus major focus is usually upon symptom invention inventioners, whereby a patient records or reports symptoms experienced, that is general or disease specific, such as beginning of prostate hyperplasia. Example, you can take beginning of prostatic hyperplasia. Next is functional measures focus on overall health. These are used to assess the net impact of healthcare services or specific diseases on overall health. Typically include measures of physical, mental, and social functioning. During the last several decades, the field of outcomes research in healthcare has steadily grown. Outcomes research focuses upon the end result of health services and as such is typically incorporates patients' experiences, preferences and values. Although the outcome measures per are certainly not new. One major shift has been the recent whispered interest in encouraging healthcare payer and provider organizations to be much more attentive to variation in their healthcare outcomes. Next is preference-based measures. Focus on individuals' daily life. It helps to access the meaning of health states to an individual's daily life. Thus, individuals are asked to rate the personal value of different health states. Example: the impact of index measures the perceived impact of prostatic symptoms. And the last is patient satisfaction. It allows the patient to personally evaluate both technical and interpersonal aspects of their care. This trend is exemplified by the very recent publication of entire text devoted to assigning healthcare organizations to develop and use healthcare quality data to improve their key processes and outcomes. Next, we will discuss how to improve healthcare quality. Like we can improve healthcare quality in national level, like national priority setting, regulation, external evaluation, accreditation, public performance reporting. Next is performance monitoring, micromanagement like targets and standards, contracting, performance indicators. Next is institutional, traditional quality assurance, quality management systems, performance incentives, and the last is health services provisions like patient focused interventions, pay for performance, microsystem, provider incentives, etc. The like we can say first is micro level health policy interventions and comparative national analysis of healthcare quality. Second is payer may payers may establish targets for provider organizations to meet or hopefully exceed and utilize incentives to improve performance. And the third is that are that the organization level there are many types of processes like improvement approaches oriented towards the continual quality improvement as well as traditional quality assurance programs, and the interventions are directly aimed at the healthcare microsystem. Example, healthcare providers and their patients. The key point is to try and ensure that the different types of interventions are basically have the same goal, namely improving the quality of healthcare services. Next, we will discuss the measurement of quality. Before discussing briefly what is the measurement of quality, first you need to know what are quality measures. Quality measures are the tools that help us measure or quantify healthcare processes, outcomes, patient perceptions, and organizational structure and systems that these are the systems that are associated with the ability to provide high quality healthcare and or that relate to one or more quality goals for healthcare. These goals include the effective, safe, efficient, patient centered, equitable, and timely care. Now we will discuss the types of healthcare quality measures. Measures used to assess and compare the quality of healthcare organizations that are classified as either structure, process, or outcome measures. Uh, it is known as Donabedian model. This classification system was named after the physician and researcher who formulated it. Donabedian formulated it. Whether the healthcare organization uses electronic medical records or medical order entries systems or not, the number of proportion of both classified physicians, the ratio of providers to patients or not, process measures like indicate what a provider does to maintain to improve health either for the healthy people or for those diagnosed with a healthcare condition. The measures that typically reflect generally accepted recommendations for clinical practice. For example, the percentage of people receiving preventive services such as mammograms or immunizations, the percentage of people with diabetes who had their blood sugar tested and controlled, and process measures can inform consumers about medical care that they may expect to receive for a given condition or disease and can contribute toward improving health outcomes. Most of healthcare quality measures used for public reporting and process measures. And next is outcome measures. Outcome measures reflect the impact of the healthcare service or intervention on the health status of the patient. Example, you can take the percentage of patients who died as a result of surgical mortality, the rate of surgical complications or hospital acquired infections or nosocomial infections. These outcome measures may seem to represent the gold standard in measuring quality, but an outcome is the result of numerous factors. Many beyond providers, controlled risk adjustment methods, mathematical models that correct for different characteristics within a population, such as a patient health status, can help account for these factors. However, the science of risk adjustments is still involving experts still involving. Experts acknowledge that the better risk adjustment methods are needed to minimize the reporting of the incorrect information about healthcare quality. These are the basic measurement of quality. Next, we will discuss about the components of quality measure. A measure has several parts, including the um, measure ID. Measures can have several different IDs, like the National Quality Forum. ID number has a forum, and they considered a universal ID number and universal ID number that is given to measure that have been rated through the National Quality Forum and found to meet stringent criteria leading to endorsement. Next is denominator, the given population which a measure applies. Example, you can take the number of people who should have received an action or service. Numerator, the subset of patients in the denominator for whom a clinical action or service that has been provided or for whom a particular outcome has been achieved. Example, you can take the number of people that actually received an action or service. Next is exclusions or expectations. The term exclusions and expectations are often used interchangeably, although there are subtle differences. An exclusion is a condition that removes a defined group of patients from the denominator because the measure would not appropriately apply to them. And the expectations depend on the clinical judgment and remove patients from both the numerator and denominator. Expectations are due to medical reasons. Example, patient is comatose. Patient's reasons. Example, patient refuses. And system reasons. Example, shortage of vacancies. And the last is measurement period. The time frame in which the clinical action or outcome of interest may be accomplished. Example, women who received one or more mammograms at any time on or between October 1 or 2 years prior to the measurement year and the December 31st of the measurement year. These are all the components of quality measure. Next, we will discuss the how we can make a good quality measure. The National Quality Forum measures evaluation criteria. These include: first is importance, the extent to which the measure is evidence-based, has substantial potential for improvement through intervention, is prevalent and significant enough in the population to justify efforts, and has a substantial impact on patient or community health or value. Next is scientifically sound, the extent to which the measure produces consistent or reliable and credible, that is valid results. The measure should be precisely defined and specified, easily interpreted, and risk adjusted as appropriate. And the last is feasibility or achievability, the extent to which data required is readily available or could be captured without undue burden and at a reasonable cost, and the measure implemented to improve in the setting at which it is being applied. Now we will discuss the quality measure developed, or how we can develop the quality measures. Quality measures are typically developed based on evidence generated through research and clinical practice, with most measures beginning as clinical guidelines. Like developers of measures include that is public agencies. Example, the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality. Private non-profit. Example, the National Committee of Quality Assurance and the Joint Commission International. Professional medical associations or private groups. The organization that develops and is responsible for updating and maintaining a measure is called a measure steward. The process of measure development is lengthy and expensive and requires review of evidence, analysis of care gaps, feasibility assessment, determination of data sources, development of detailed specifications, and field testing. These are all. If we focus, then we can develop a quality measure. Next, we will discuss typical process of typical process measurement of quality. These are all the clinicians' adherence to standard treatment protocols and clinical pathways, make from the make with the help of SOPs, continuity of care provided to patients so that patient get more satisfied, patient become more satisfied. Service delays or excess waiting time, it would we need to focus on these delays in dispensing prescribed medicines and charting accuracy and timeliness. We need to more accurate in time in case of in the field of time in case of time, and lab test turnaround time, TAT, turnaround time. We need to reduce our delivery time. We need to reduce the delivery time. We need to focus on that so that we can provide lab test report to our customer timely. Next, we will discuss the future of quality measurement in healthcare. In case of future of quality measurement in healthcare, we need to continue to demands of greater accountability, development of improved quality assessment methods and measures, integration of clinical, financial, and operational data, and we need to focus on population-based health improvement. Although we have made a great deal on progress in understanding healthcare quality, interest will likely accelerate in the years to come. This will be supported by greater demands of healthcare providers for greater accountability in the delivery of health services, advances in quality assessment methods and comparative databases, comprehensive and integrated information systems, and greater focus on improving the health of entire populations. Thanks for watching.